Yeah, I've got time.
Welcome to another transmission from the Morningstar Rejects. I am your host, Nick, and this is the 20-Minute Gamer channel. Today we are jumping into a update that was released by FatShark for Darktide. This is the 1.0.7 update, and they are working to address stability and performance, online services, and then, of course, some balance updates for the game as well. The game is about 7 days away from being officially released to the public, full-scale release, November 30th. It's currently the end of the day, November 22nd, and the community has some concerns. The community has some issues with the current functionality and fluidity of the game. I think their concerns are valid. I know that the devs are trying to compile as much data as they can. All of the work that we're doing, streaming, recording, playing the game in general, this is just a gigantic stress test, right? FatShark is taking advantage of their largest asset, the community, right? That's what we're there for. Give us access to these games. Let us stress test your games. Let us figure out what's working and what's not. The community wants this game to survive. You know they do. Everyone loved Vermintide 2. Really popular game with the community, and FatShark, I think, did a great job with it. I know, and from what I understand, I didn't play Vermintide 2 in the beginning, but from what I understand, Vermintide 2 was extremely rocky in the beginning, right? So I think they're trying to not have the same launch problems with Darktide. I think they are, but I think they're also trying to fix it. I think the game is still going to release with some pretty big bugs. I think there's going to be some optimization issues, and I just hope that once everybody is playing it, those issues aren't even bigger, right? The issues that everyone is having right now are small scale compared to everyone who has not pre-ordered the game. Maybe the pre-order community is the largest. Maybe this is 75%, 60% of the players. Maybe when the 30th hits, maybe they're only going to gain an additional 30% on top of what's playing right now. I don't know, all right? I don't have that data. I don't know who hasn't bought in the game or who intends to buy it. But the issues that they're currently working on in this update are they're addressing, in the patch notes anyway, online services, and they're also addressing stability and performance, and they did include some game balances and new features. So going into stability and performance, they go on to say, quote, "We are far from happy and seeing more crashes than we had hoped. At the same time, we also expected some of this and are looking to the pre-launch beta test and help address many of the issues. So far, we have identified and fixed many of the current issues causing crashes in the recent and upcoming patches, but there are also a few remaining. In particular, there is one big category of crashes manifested as GPU hangs that probably still will show its ugly face at times. That said, we are on a good trajectory to have a stable game at the time of release, due in large part to the many players that are helping provide us with the required data to help address these issues. In terms of performance, it is safe to assume that we see a high variance between players with seemingly similar hardware. Given the wide range of configurability in the game, it's difficult to automatically find the best parameters for each player. That said, the more data collected, the more we believe we improve in the detection and automation of configurability. At the same time, we will continue to adjust the presets and encourage all of you to visit the performance blog in the event that you don't believe you are getting the best performance in the game. Finally, we will continue working on further optimization, especially regarding ray tracing." End quote. Now, I know that ray tracing was a very big deal just before the beta even hit, so I'm glad that they are addressing it in their post. I remember people talking about in Reddit and in the forums, hey, listen, Darktide's going to have ray tracing issues before when you launch the game. Turn ray tracing off right away. Before you launch the game, turn it off right away. So I'm glad that they do address it for people that suffer from that issue. I'm glad that they address it in their post saying, hey, listen, we recognize that. I don't suffer from it. I'm an AMD fanboy, so I don't have to worry about all those NVIDIA problems. So my sympathies to all of you, but I hope that it gets worked out. So the next thing that they go ahead and jump into is gameplay balancing and new features. I think we all knew that this was coming. They say, quote, meet Crawl, Oscar Crawl, as the designated, I can't wear, chirurgeon? Chirurgeon? Can someone, how do you fucking pronounce that? As the designated plastic surgeon of the Morning Star, Crawl will help rejects with their regular beauty routine, from simple haircuts to sophisticated changes in your overall appearance. So yeah, you could basically go to this guy now and change how you look. I'm honestly probably going to go ahead and do that. I rushed through my veteran. I'm not really thrilled with how my veteran looks. I really wanted to get into the game. I wanted to live stream the game. I wanted to show you all the game on that first day, that first beta release day, opening day. And so I just kind of rushed through it. So I'm going to change how my veteran looks, but I'm glad that they included that. They also go on to say, we have also continued to work on balancing our classes. The Zealot class has had a balance pass, some fixes, specifically on the toughness feats side, and updated player-facing texts. The aim is to make the choice between the three options a bit more interesting, whilst establishing Zealot's survivability as an engaging challenge with sensible power. The bleed functionality has also been overhauled to provide proper stacking, opening up the viability and synergy of Zealot, Ogryn, and veteran talent options. We included the missing piece of the initial Psyker balancing, namely the Force Sword push. We've removed the peril cost of pushing along with a slight range nerf. Peril cost is still there on the push follow-up, though, which should help to balance its ability to ignore the stagger reduction. We've taken the opportunity to bump infantry autoguns, shredder auto pistols, and Ogryn Bully Club to see if they can enrich the gameplay. At the same time, we reviewed some of the challenge outliers, higher difficulty spawns, and events as part of our effort to present a fun but challenging experience. Locking the forces of chaos in melee should be a bit smoother, while clamping down some of the more insane spikes in the pacing. Look to us to keep an eye on rebalancing our classes. It is something that we will do regularly throughout the pre-launch period and continue into launch as we respond to player feedback. End quote. Gotta say, I love that they've cleaned up the Zealot. I've seen, it's funny, I saw a lot of veterans and a lot of Zealots when I jumped on the 17th and on the 18th. I started to see the Zealots kind of filter away. I saw Psykers come in and a ton of Ogryns, and I can't say that I've played with a lot of Zealots recently. So I didn't realize that the Zealots were having such a problem. I wasn't playing as a Zealot. I've really been hard charging trying to get my veteran to level 30. I'm almost there. But I've really enjoyed playing as the veteran so much. I haven't been paying attention to much else. And that's my bad. I've kind of been in my own little bubble, my own little world. So I'm going to kind of open up myself to that information and to those problems a little bit more, just so I'm appraised of them. But I'm happy to hear that it sounds like Zealots have been a little bit more fixed, a little bit more playable. I want to also say that I love that they've given a bump to autoguns. I think that the autoguns suffer from such a small magazine and such minimal power that I wasn't enjoying using them as a veteran. I was enjoying more just mashing my mouse button with a lasgun to rattle off a million rounds, because my autoguns, I was just burning through magazines. I felt like I was not doing the damage that I hoped I'd be doing. I haven't had a chance to jump in since this patch, but I'm excited to see how the autoguns have changed. I have a couple in my inventory already that I'm ready to kind of play with. And the Shredder auto pistols, I haven't used those yet either, but I'm excited to see what those changes are. The community update post continues to go forward into the update summary. Of course, it's got all the bullets that show what they fixed, how they fixed it, and what to look forward to. So there's additional fact as well that they include. So check this out. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what your experience has been like. Let me know what problems you've been having. Have you been having a great time? I know some people that say, hey, listen, I have not been able to play this game at all. I have tried to load it on low settings. These are my system settings, and it sounds and it looks like they should be able to play the game. So why are they having problems? What is the issue? Is it a back-end error? Is it a FatShark issue? Is it them? Is it the user? But I'm going to go ahead and continue to update the game through this channel with all of these with all these community updates. We're going to go ahead and continue to update this channel routinely with all the Darktide updates coming from the devs. So I will see you on the next one though, rejects. You stay safe out there. Nick out.